Beneath the blazing Pacific sun, far from the bustling hubs of the modern world, lies a place so strange, so out of step with the rest of human history that it almost feels like it belongs in another reality altogether. Here, on the eastern shore of the tiny island of Pohnpei in Micronesia, the waves lap gently against an otherworldly city, a silent metropolis made not of wood, mud, or brick, but of enormous basalt stones, some weighing as much as 50 tons. The city doesn't sprawl across land. It floats, in a sense, upon the ocean itself, hundreds of artificial islets, each connected by a network of tidal canals, as if Venice had been imagined by a civilization lost to time. This is Nan Madol, the Venice of the Pacific, the city that shouldn't exist. Imagine approaching it by canoe 1,000 years ago. The emerald jungle of Pohnpei gives way to a vast wall of stacked black stone, rising from the turquoise shallows. The water shimmers under the sunlight, reflecting towers and causeways that seem too perfectly arranged to be the work of chance. The basalt logs, each carefully quarried and transported, are stacked like a child's game of giant building blocks, except these blocks are massive, weighing more than a modern truck, and no one can fully explain how they were moved here or why. The story of Nan Madol begins with legend. Long before historians and archaeologists tried to chart its history, the people of Pohnpei told tales of two brothers, Olisipa and Olosopa, who arrived from beyond the horizon in a great canoe. They were sorcerers, it is said, who called upon the gods to help them build a city worthy of their power. They sought a home where they could commune with the spirits of the sea, and so they began to lay stones in the shallow lagoon, stacking them higher and higher until the water was tamed beneath their feet. According to the legend, the brothers had magical powers that allowed them to summon and place the massive basalt logs with ease, perhaps with the help of flying dragons or by harnessing forces now long forgotten. From the air today, Nan Madol looks like a mosaic scattered upon the sea. 92 islets in total, separated by canals that rise and fall with the tides. Archaeologists believe the city was built around 800 to 1200 AD, serving as the ceremonial and political seat of the Shrouded dynasty, rulers who reigned over Pohnpei for centuries. The layout of Nan Madol is precise. Certain islets were for the nobility, others for priests, others still for burial and ritual. The largest, called Nandawas, was encased in massive walls enclosing a sacred burial ground for the Shrouded kings. And yet, the engineering puzzles are everywhere. The basalt columns used to build the walls were quarried on the other side of the island, many miles away over steep, jungle-covered hills. Without wheels, cranes, or draft animals, how did they move stones that weigh more than 50 tons through dense forest, over land, and into the sea? One theory suggests they used large rafts, but the buoyancy of such vessels would struggle under that kind of weight. Another proposes that hundreds, perhaps thousands, of laborers worked in perfect coordination, rolling the stones over palm tree trunks. But these remain guesses. The true method, if it was purely human, required an ingenuity and persistence that defies what most believe was possible for a small island society at the time. And then there's the location. Nan Madol has no fresh water, no farmland. Food, water, and supplies had to be brought in from the main island. This was not a city built for convenience or comfort. It was a city built for power, for ceremony, perhaps even as a statement to the gods themselves. Some believe it was deliberately placed to be closer to the ocean's spirits or to harness the energies of the tides. Others see it as a seat of absolute control, where the Saudeleur could keep watch over their subjects and isolate themselves from rivals. But the mystery doesn't end there. Oral histories speak of a dark turn in Nan Madol's story, a time when the Saudeleur became cruel and oppressive, demanding tributes that drove the people to despair. Eventually, a warrior named archaeological arrived from across the sea, leading a rebellion that toppled the dynasty. After that, Nan Madol was gradually abandoned, left to the jungle and the sea. Even now, standing among its ruins, you can feel the weight of abandonment. The black basalt absorbs the tropical heat, radiating it back like the memory of a long-forgotten fire. The canals, still and dark, reflect walls streaked with salt and moss. Roots creep through cracks in the stone, nature's patient fingers reclaiming what humans once claimed. It's beautiful, but there's an undertone of sadness, as if the city itself remembers its glory and its fall. Theories abound about Nan Madol's origins and purpose. Some historians argue it was simply the natural evolution of a powerful island culture, a testament to human determination and ingenuity. Others, more speculative, see echoes of lost continents, whispers of Lemuria or Mu, those mythical lands said to have sunk beneath the Pacific waves, and inevitably, some point to the possibility of outside influence, traders from far-off lands, or even visitors from the stars. The sheer improbability of moving and stacking such enormous stones in such a remote place fuels these more extraordinary ideas. Geologists remind us that basalt forms naturally in hexagonal columns, making them easier to stack than irregular stones. But that only answers part of the puzzle. Transporting them, aligning them, and building on water with such precision remains daunting. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere between legend and practicality, a story of human skill, guided by cultural beliefs that gave the builders purpose beyond the merely functional. Nan Madol might not need aliens or lost continents to explain its existence, but its allure comes from the fact that it still resists a single, tidy explanation. Today, Nan Madol is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protected and studied, yet still mysterious. Tourists who visit must navigate by boat or on foot through mangroves, stepping from islet to islet over ancient stones slick with sea spray. At sunset, when the sky blazes gold and the black walls cast long shadows over the water, it feels like stepping into a dream, or perhaps into a memory not your own. And maybe that's the secret of Nan Madol. It's not just an archaeological site. It's a reminder that the world is still filled with places that don't quite fit our neat timelines and categories. Places where human ambition, natural forces, and myth intertwine so tightly that you can't pull them apart without losing the magic. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the city built on water that shouldn't exist. Now I'd love to hear from you. What do you believe Nan Madol really was? A seat of power? A spiritual sanctuary? A remnant of a lost world? Or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I truly love reading your theories. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please like, comment, and share. It truly helps keep these stories alive. Until next time, keep wondering and keep searching.